Okay, time for another tactical review. This is the second game between Theoman and Winters in the Asia tournament. As we saw in the first game, Winters won, but in this game he'll be on the changing over to the Allied side, using the second Blindée, which is the armored unit, French armored unit, and Theoman will be using the 9th Panzer. The map is Colombelles, and as is typical, the initial engagement is going to be, or the primary engagement is going to be in the factory area. And as we can see here, Theoman is doing a very aggressive approach with his infantry into the factory, and Winters is coming in hard as well into the same locations. Now, Winters has a very good fire support unit here with this M8 Spahi. This has 50 cals on it, and it also has 30 cals. Lots of firepower coming down here, so we can see that it has 13 HE value, and it's just going to chew up anything that's in its way. Now, in terms of on the side of Theoman, he has some fire support here in the Flamer half track, and also in this Panzer 1C. But the amount of HE coming off of these things is really not comparable to others. And we can see this happening here with this engagement. Theoman quickly lost his infantry units to all this firepower coming down. So this really shows the importance of fire support. Now it looks like Theoman is basically here hiding all his infantry, and is even getting them picked off one by the bazooka. Now all he has left here is this Flamer half track, and its days are numbered. So we can see what Winters sees here. Doesn't know where that half track is, but if he looks and sees the bulge here in the line, he knows something's here, so he's going to have to send something forward. Usually you would expect that to be an infantry to lead the way into the buildings, identify what it is. It could be infantry, it could be anything else, but he did know that the Flamer half track was there. He briefly spots it, knows that he has something to do with the anti-tank, and now he's sending forward his Spahi to try to get some sort of angle on it. Theoman is trying to bring up reinforcements, but it's going to be just basically a trickle compared to what Winters has here from his initial deployment forces. So we're going to see the infantry unload a little bit too early, which means that they're going to be out in the open, and we should be able to see the Spahi come up and probably take them out again with their 50 caliber guns. I'm sure what we're going to see, look at how quickly out in the open, pinning down, less than a second to take them out. The Panzer II Lux is a good unit, but it's all by itself, and it's one-on-one against this Spahi. So both of those are dead. Another Panzer 1C is coming forward to try to do something, but again, there's really not much he can do. Now, if we go and see where that Flamer truck is, half-track is, he's still hiding here, so we can see the bulge here in the front line. That should give some indication to Winters where it's hiding, and then Winters is redeploying his Spahi to try to come and serve as an anti-tank role. Very good unit here. Lots of 50 cals, and it has AP to boot. So could be equivalent to a Stuart. Stuart could serve the same purpose, but a Stuart doesn't have the 50 cals that these do. 50 cals really are, as a heavy machine gun, really lock things down quickly. We can see now this Flamer half track has really nowhere to go, and it's dead. Factory complex is totally under Winters' control, and that's pretty much it. Now, down here in the south, we have another interesting approach. Theoman is using his mortar to try to stun up these units in the forest. He knows that something's in that forest because of the way the front line is bulging. He can't quite see necessarily what is in there, but he's stunned it up. Now the mortar is doing a very good job of stunning things, but it's not going to kill that unit. So the most efficient way that he can kill that unit is to advance and try to get a surrender from it. That's going to be, surrenders are your bread and butter for deleting units from the field. The only thing standing in his way is this mortar unit over here on the left side. As we can see, there's a brief little window here that is going to be a problem for this half-track. Now the half-track got lucky and wasn't killed when it tried to move across that area. And as we see here, the vision is blocked. So if he keeps that half-track just scraping the trees, then everything should be fine in that regard. So he doesn't know what's in the forest here, so he's advancing trying to get the surrender. Comes upon this other unit here. Great opportunity to kill that unit too. Pinned down almost instantly with that fire. This AT gun has nothing it can do unless it tries to move out and try to get a better angle. So nothing he can really do is that unit is there in the shadows. Now, Theoman is doing something great here. He's coming. He can see that unit. We're in Theoman's view, so he's bringing his mortar up to get that unit, and you can see one shot, few shots, eliminated. That shows you why artillery units, mortars in particular, have priority targeting towards AT guns and AA guns, because they can do additional bonus damage to them, and that way they can eliminate them faster and more efficiently than other types of units such as infantry. Now he's gotten that surrender in the forest that he's looking after. The AT gun is gone. Now all he knows is that there's clear sailing on this bottom. Now the problem obviously is he's lost the rest of the map, so there's really not much he can do. And so what he's done here is he's brought in all these units here to try to do some sort of massive push here in the south to see if he can balance things out. But with the +2 already in Winter's favor, it's really not much more that he can do. Even these units that he has up here in the factory complex are all shifting their way down here to try to close off this bulge down here in the bottom. And you can see that it's probably just going to be a matter of time before these get all cleaned up and the bulge taken care of. Very good use of this mortar though. This mortar did a great job in killing the AT units and pinning these units down, which shows a very good use of how to make units surrender. Just saw a surrender there from the leader unit, but there's really not much that can be capitalized, and Winters is doing a good job of moving that out of harm's way within, or out of sight within the tree line there, and we can see that Theoman doesn't see that unit at all, so there's really not much he can do. And now that Winters is bringing his AT units down south with the Spahi, it'll be able to hopefully clean up these this bulge here. Again, the mortar is doing a pretty good job, but in this case he's really not microing it to hit anything other than maybe to try to get a stun onto this M10, but without an AT unit to follow up on that, there's really not much benefit to stunning up the unit. You could probably save his mortar rounds for something else. Here again, he's trying to stun the unit up, which is currently in the engagement here, which makes sense. So the more stunned, the less accurate it'll be, the better he'll be able to do with these units here. But now that they're all stunned up and retreating, they were bound to surrender. Interesting game. We saw the factory battle there. Really showed the power of the fire support with the Spahi, and then in the south we saw the benefit of using the mortar to stun troops for surrender and then hitting the AT gun afterwards. If we go over to the kills here, we can see this Spahi right here. It was really the champ in that factory battle there. Really really cleaned up everything, stunned everything up. Those 50 cals really went to town. We can see that is the champ there. If we go over to Theoman's perspective, we can see that the mortar here was really the champ of everything here, because that stunning and the killing of the AT gun. So really good use, very illustrative of fire support and mortar support. Okay, that's it for this cast. We'll talk to you later.